When the story of WWE takes a sudden and seismic turn, it is often because one figure refuses to bow to expectation or accept defeat. That figure, time and again, has been Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, the head of the table, the man who has become synonymous with dominance and authority in professional wrestling. But this time, his return was unlike anything the WWE Universe had ever witnessed. Against all odds, defying whispers that his reign was over and speculation that his empire had crumbled, Roman Reigns came storming back to Monday Night Raw with a lineup so powerful and intimidating that fans across the globe are still trying to process what it means for the landscape of the company. Alongside him were his blood brothers Jimmy and Jey Uso, known collectively as the Usos, and most shockingly, the devastating force that is Jacob Fatu, a powerhouse whose raw intensity and unpredictable fury has made him a feared name even before his official arrival in WWE. This was not simply a return. It was not just an entrance for nostalgia's sake or a fleeting appearance meant to stir up a headline. No, this was an unmistakable statement of dominance. A reminder that the Bloodline is not merely a faction, not just a stable of family ties, but a force of nature, a dynasty, a movement, and one that intends to crush everything in its path as WrestlePalooza looms closer. Fans were told to subscribe, to gear up, to support the Bloodline's cause, because the family's resurgence is more than entertainment. It is history in the making. For those who live and breathe professional wrestling, repping the most dominant faction of all time has become a badge of honor. That is why merchandise is flying. Roman Reigns' OTC1 collection is more than clothing, it's armor for supporters. The Usos' latest gear for the Elk series is a uniform for believers in unity. Jacob Fatu's all-gas, no-brakes gear represents his relentless style, no hesitation, no second thoughts, just destruction. Together, these items are more than fabric, they are statements of allegiance. But beyond the merchandise, the real story lies in the dramatic shift that just took place within WWE. Not long ago, the wrestling world was shaken by an emotional, deeply personal backstage confrontation between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. That moment had fans wondering if Roman's era was reaching its final chapter. Could the once unbreakable tribal chief truly be unraveling? But those doubts have been shattered. Roman Reigns has returned, and he has not come alone. By bringing back the Usos and introducing Jacob Fatu into the mix, Reigns has reassembled the Bloodline into something greater than before, something more terrifying than what any wrestler or fan has previously seen. Their sights are firmly locked on WrestlePalooza, and they are driven not merely by pride or revenge, but by an unstoppable hunger for vengeance, validation, and supremacy. The challenge now facing WWE's roster is monumental. Every competitor who thought they had weathered the storm of Roman's era is suddenly staring down a family stronger, faster, and more dangerous than ever. Seth Rollins, the architect of one of WWE's strongest factions, now finds himself in the unenviable position of confronting not only the tribal chief he has battled for years, but also the entirety of a family unit that has reconciled, healed, and evolved into something closer to a machine of destruction than a wrestling group. The truth is clear. This is no longer about fractured alliances or personal rivalries. This is about survival. And survival against the wrath of the Bloodline has become nearly impossible. The night of Roman's return is already being spoken of as one of the most electrifying moments in Raw's history. The energy in the arena was almost unbearable, the anticipation heavy in the air. Then it happened. The unmistakable sound of a new Bloodline theme shook the building. The lights dimmed, and the Titantron lit up with fire and fury. Out came Roman Reigns, his presence still magnetic, his aura unshaken even as he leaned on a crutch from lingering injuries. But the crutch was not a symbol of weakness. It was a weapon, a reminder that even wounded, Reigns is dangerous. Flanking him were Jimmy Uso and Jey Uso, their faces etched with determination, ready to stand by their cousin after months of turmoil. But then came the reveal that sent shockwaves through the audience. Jacob Fatu. A beast of a man, wild-eyed and brutal, his arrival instantly shifted the energy from excitement to fear. Few in WWE's locker room have the power to match him, and now he stands shoulder to shoulder with Roman. Together, they made their way to the ring, where Seth Rollins and his allies stood frozen, their confidence momentarily stripped away. Roman raised the microphone, and his voice, filled with conviction, thundered across the arena. "You thought you broke us?" he demanded, his words hitting like daggers. "You thought you could divide this family? You thought you could end the bloodline? Look at us now. We're not just back. We're stronger. We're hungrier. And we're coming for everything." The arena shook with the weight of those words. But it wasn't over. Jacob Fatu stepped forward, his intensity searing through the camera, and launched into a blistering promo that left fans speechless. He declared that anyone who dared stand in their path would be dismantled piece by piece. He promised carnage, destruction, and dominance. His words were not poetry but raw threats, the kind that linger in the mind because you know he intends to make good on them. With Jacob Fatu in the mix, the Bloodline has become a new kind of monster. His unpredictability, combined with his sheer physical force, creates a dynamic that no faction in WWE history has faced. Roman's leadership, the Usos' experience and chemistry, and Jacob's wild, unrestrained power make this Bloodline iteration nearly unstoppable. With WrestlePalooza approaching, it is clear that their goal is not only to reclaim their spot at the top, but to completely dismantle anyone foolish enough to challenge them. Backstage, reports began to leak almost immediately. Paul Heyman, the so-called wise man, was allegedly in a state of panic, scrambling to realign strategies and secure some kind of leverage. Seth Rollins, ever the tactician, was reportedly recalculating every move, realizing that the threat level had just risen to unprecedented heights. This is no ordinary rivalry. It has become an existential battle for supremacy in WWE. The WWE Universe is buzzing louder than it has in years. Fans are debating in forums, posting nonstop on social media, and speculating endlessly. Is this the most dominant era of the Bloodline? Can anyone possibly stop them? Could this be the moment when the dynasty of Roman Reigns transforms from legendary to mythical? His return, alongside the Usos and the addition of Jacob Fatu, has reignited the fire that once burned so brightly, and now the stage is set for a showdown at WrestlePalooza that promises to be nothing short of unforgettable. The message could not be clearer. Underestimate the Bloodline at your own peril. They are not just back, they are evolved. They are not chasing titles alone. They are chasing legacy, dominance, and eternal recognition. And anyone, from Seth Rollins to Brock Lesnar, from Cody Rhodes to any up-and-comer daring to dream, who stands in their way, will be crushed under the weight of this family's wrath. The fans are ready, the energy is rising, and every passing day brings us closer to a clash that will define an era. If this